Okay, so what is overcompensating and why exactly is it bad for you? It's a very interesting topic because overcompensation is something that occurs when you have a specific, maybe you're not exactly succeeding in something that you want, or maybe you have memories of not succeeding about something that you care about, and you get this automatic reaction sometimes that you go, okay, I have to be like ultra good at it now. You can definitely notice it with people who maybe when they were younger they kind of experienced something. Maybe they were very poor or very antisocial, and when they do become, more rich, more social, or something like that, they can actually push it to an extreme in the sense of trying to overcompensate. But this video is on how to notice overcompensation in your daily life, and a lot of people do that in different scenarios, in personal relationships, in business relationships, uh, and I'll tell you why it's actually not beneficial to you to do that and why being more laid back is actually the way to go. So for this video, I'll mainly use the example of social interactions because I'm sure, especially if you're a woman, you are definitely aware of guys that try, they're overcompensating. They're trying too hard, and they might even be pretty cool guys. But when you see someone overcompensating like that, you go, whoa, whoa, like, dude, just relax. What are you doing? See, the reason why that is so inherently actually unattractive, so to speak, and it can be applied to anything, but I think it's an easy example to use of social interactions. So the reason why it's so, in a way, repulsive is because by being overcompensating, you're not actually being authentic with who you are really at the moment. Because overcompensation is creating the idea in your head that you have to be this special, awesome type of person, and then you try to act out how you think that this special, awesome type of person would act out. See, this puts a layer on your personality which exhausts you and exhausts people around you and actually repels them. Why is that? Well, that is so because by doing that, you are being, in a way, repulsive, so to speak, on multiple levels. The first level is that you're not really operating, you're not really expressing yourself freely. And this is a very interesting point to guys or girls, whatever, who think that they have to like pretend to be some type of cool person or something like that to interact with people. They have to put on a mask to interact with people. I would urge you to do an experiment. One day when you get really tired of being this weird overcompensating person, when you're going out, just be the type of person that you are. AKA, if you're like, just, I don't know, I feel weird being here, then be that. If you feel insecure, be that. Now, the reason why this is so critical is, look, this is something very crucial to understand. When you start creating these overcompensation ideas in your mind, okay, you know what happens? You have your own natural, real personality, so to speak, matrix. And then you're saying to yourself, this is bad. So what I will do is I will put on another layer on top of it so that I could pretend to be someone else. Now you might think, well, maybe that's good. Or is it? Why is it exactly bad? Well, it's bad because you're not actually doing any growth. What you just did by doing that is you just crushed your authentic, honest self, whatever it is. It can be scared, it can be sad, whatever, and you crushed it, and you started operating from this different place, this kind of imaginary fake place. And people are very sensitive to that. They feel this type of stuff. Trust me, I've done many experiments on this, and it's mind-blowing when you start realizing how authenticity is actually way more powerful. Now, that doesn't mean that if you just be an authentic self, so to speak, and maybe you're a miserable, bad, like mean person, that everybody will like you. On the contrary, maybe some people will openly not like you. But the people who will like you will like the real you. And again, because this is a self-development channel, why am I saying this? Because this is so critical. This is so critical to understand. You have to open yourself up and become vulnerable if you want any chance of becoming, so to speak, a better person and actually growing, not just this fake shtick that you put on, when you go out, but actually growing as a person. The way that I see it, there's pretty much literally no other way for you to solve your real problems than pretty much just opening yourself up to the world. Because look what happens when you go out with your fake personality, and you're overcompensating. You enter a very sticky situation because you might get some results, you might not get some results, but in essence, you kind of know that your chest is more puffed up than you actually feel. I mean, this is when you see those guys, like, come on, when we see going guys in the street, the real tough guys, they don't go like this. We know that, they kind of look jarring, and you look at them and you go, whoa, like, I'm not sure I want to have anything to do with you because you seem unstable, because you're like, yeah. But the real bosses, they don't go around like this. They don't do that because they're not overcompensating. In essence, if you're overcompensating, you're not really cool. You're not really cool. Being vulnerable in a way and being more, how should I put this? Less cool, but being actually yourself is paradoxically way more cool than trying to be some cool swag guy. Now, obviously, if you're a really honestly cool swag guy, then just be that. That's awesome. But I hope you get my point. I hope I'm getting my point across clearly here. Uh, just to, recap, do not put on a shtick of overcompensation in the things that you are doing, because you're setting yourself up for failure, because the fake personality that you created will not stand up in the long term. People will avoid that. And most importantly, you won't be getting real growth from that. Real strength, real any skill set, whatever that want, courage, attractiveness, or influence, all these things. Uh, there are certain tricks that you can learn to kind of fake something, but you will notice, if you're on the path of self-development, that's not, this isn't the long-term solution. There is no shortcuts. The real solutions are really down to earth, embracing yourself, embracing your limitations, and owning them. And by owning them, that's when you can actually look at them, embrace them, and start nurturing and growing those things, and healing yourself and all that good stuff that actually creates a difference, in your life. So I hope that this was helpful to you. Be sure to hit a like, hit a subscribe, and hit a comment if you have any questions. Cheers.